Hello, everyone. I'm Indra Bartona, and welcome to my show. If you haven't joined me before, I talk about topics related to how to stay on path to a positive vibe lifestyle, interview guests, and also host guided meditations. Today, we are interviewing our special guest, Son of the Moon, and he is truly an incredible artist in many different aspects. He uses his art to create beautiful things and messages. Plus, he's quite the influencer living the positive vibe lifestyle. So let's get going with our interview with Son of the Moon. Well, warm welcome to Son of the Moon, our guest today in the Positivity Vibe Tribe. How are you?
Hey, how are you? I'm doing good. Thank you so much for having me here, Indra. It's a pleasure. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, certainly, and namaste.
Namaste.
Well, it's wonderful to have you here. I've never interviewed a artist in the Positivity Vibe Tribe, so you are pretty much my very first that has come to my show on YouTube.
Oh,
This is
thank
super
you.
exciting. Yeah, you are the very first artist, and so this is truly amazing. You are very colorful as I'm just looking at you there today. And I have to say that I was very mindful in my choice of outfit.
Well, you look wonderful. I mean, green, as I say, it's the color of hope. You know,
I
I
love
mean,
that.
every color has a meaning. And the design spectrum of meaningful. Every color has a meaning, and the green, it's is the hope. So you're wearing very well the hope today.
Thank you. So I want to start at the beginning and ask you a couple of questions, Son of
Okay.
the Moon, about when did your interest and passion for art start?
For art, it's interesting question. Well, I mean, all it's about, when I was a kid. Be honest with you. When I was a kid, I growing up drawing. Besides to my dad, and I didn't know actually that I was an artist until was the point of take a decision. To go into college. So I mean, through all my life as a kid. Always I was very creative. You know, I always do any kind of you know um, work with my hands. I used to do piñatas. I used to cut the hair of my mom, of my dad, the whole family. You know, I learned very early, to sew by myself, when I was 11 years old, 12, when we start, to be a teenager and we want to, you know, dress better and feel better, according to, you know, being growing up and feel good, besides, your classmates and all of this. I mean, so somehow I realized, when I was looking for what to what to what to do in regards to my career, and my life, I find out, the actually, um, I, I I I I identified, with the career as an artist, So um, I did a bachelor's degree in design and arts in Mexico. I'm originally from Mexico. So, um, of course, I mean, uh, being so passionate about, everything that has to be with arts and design, um, I was one of the first, students in the class, and I started working in an early, age actually. when I was already in college, already, have certain experience, So that was a certain advantage, actually. Yeah,
That's wonderful. And the thing that comes across in all of your artwork, and I mean, to many people, I mean, we are very connected on Instagram, and that's really wonderful.
yeah.
Your whole vibe is very positive and uplifting. And it's interesting that you can make so many people happy with your artwork and with what you share, your passion with the colors, with your artistic flair, your personality. It's sort of one big package. So when did you realize that, also that your artwork speaks for itself and it speaks to people with the good vibrations that you have?
Well, thank you for for your input. Your input it's just really rewarding to hear. Um, then my post on what I do it cross in that way. Because actually it's uh, be honest with you, all of this start with to being myself. Be honest with you, I mean, since I was a kid and since I've been in as an artist, in the art world, um, even though society also, they all of this they try to, or I feel, they always I have been, an outsider, like always I'm being different. So since I was a kid, I feel like that. I consider myself very introvert, but when it's time of to do some expression or work about art or design, is where all my um, extrovert part of myself comes out. So, uh, come back about your question. I think it's about authenticity because, again, in for example, in the industry of the art scene, they always, trying to repeatedly, actually, since I was in college, they tell me, as an artist, you have to have a certain style. You have to choose certain style and keep on in order people recognize you. In order to, you know, be so easy to recognize, from people perspective. So since then, be honest with you, I was like a very rebel, honest with you. So in that regards, I mean, I'm being my whole life being very honest with myself, and actually struggle also because regardless what we want to do. Uh, we live in certain parameters of a society, and we have to follow certain parameters. But it's always the part of my heart. There is no agreeing with certain norms, and being a very spiritual and open person that I consider myself, I try to keep that part of myself, also across the social media, even though I guess, and the way we met each other, uh, in this class, they told us, you need to choose, certain audience, you need to choose certain way, to express
Yes.
or, to do um, your your career or what you're choosing to share with people, and I'll be honest with you, it's been, as an artist, it's been a struggle because I just not do paintings. I do fashion. I do industrial design. I do so many disciplines in regards to the visuals art, and also as a person, as a spiritual person, I'm being studying a lot about growing myself. Uh, it's hard, to choose just one niche in order to share with people. So what
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing, be honest with you, is just share what is the art of life, what
Mm,
is my point of view,
that's
in
wonderful.
regard. Yeah, it's just that's why that's kind of um my mojo, is like is the art of living, it's not just about my art, because even though I shared, other, people's art and other people's stuff, because I think you know uh we living in a world that we co-create. All of us, we are creators, in somehow, in some way, and most of the time, media um, tell us, well, we are creators, and I think it's in certain way, we get insulated in the way that we say, oh, I am a creator, for example, myself, I'm gonna talk about myself. I mean, obviously, I mean, I'm an artist, I express myself, and I have, my disciplines and the way that I do things. But being honest with you, I cannot say, I mean, I do it by myself. No,
Mm,
without audience or without somebody else to appreciate my art or my expression,
mm,
whatever discipline it is. I mean, without the spectator, I cannot do it. You know, so
yeah.
the it's a co-creation in the end of the day,
Mm,
because it's in two ways, you know
that's
so
right. And I was going to just say, we really have to thank Lewis Howes for the class where we
definitely,
met. A couple, actually,
definitely.
quite a few years ago, we met doing one of his courses. So thank you to Lewis Howes so
Yeah,
much.
thank you. Yeah, I love what he does. I mean, I admire him so much, and in many ways, definitely. But yeah, you are right. We have to thank him for it.
That's
Thank
right.
you, Louis.
That's and for
Thank you.
connecting us. And I
Definitely,
think it's
he's a
wonderful,
great connector.
right? It's a great
Great
connection
source
there.
of connection. Yeah, great source.
So I wanted to also ask you about um, one of the things that are one of my favorite things is that you actually create these wonderful original quotes, and I see them a lot on Instagram. And I just want to know what inspires you to do this, and where do you get your inspiration for this?
Ooh, well, good question. I mean, that's come back a long time ago. I'll be honest with you. And I mean, since I have memory, to becoming as an adult, I start my journey, trying to elevate my spirit, to growing myself as an adult, realizing at the age of 25 years old, I realized that I almost become the same person like my dad, and be honest with you, I didn't like it. I didn't like it, I mean, my dad, thanks God, I mean, give me a lot good examples and good role model, but as any families, it's too many good things and bad things, and obviously everything, that I like to be or to do, it was completely different, about the personality of my dad. So I just started doing, my my own journey, looking for back in time. They call it the new age. I used to, get many books that I read about it, numerology, new age, now, like the secret, the law of attraction, all this kind of
My
um,
favorites.
definitely, yeah, all this kind of develop of well-being, um, so I mean, basically, other of my mentors, really. There is originally, from a Mexican culture is Don Miguel Ruiz. Also, that I, this kind of my Bible. This book named The Mastery of Love.
Mm.
Yeah. So, as you mentioned, many of my quotes, or many of quotes that I find, because not all of the quotes are mine. It's from many authors that I admire. So back in time, in 2006, I guess, when Facebook started to showing up, in the media, I used to take it as you know, I don't know, like a kind of therapy, like a ritual, we can say, to share. I just start to share, certain quotes, in my personal page, and it was very amazing, the response of people, Uh, other of my friends also, used to ask me, "Oh, why'd you do that?" I'm like, and I said, "You know what? Be honest with you, I do it first for me because it's a reminder, it's a set of mind that I
Very
believe that,
true. Very true.
yes, in the morning I have to remind to myself, that my intention and my intent, is to have a good day, and is somehow to set our mind, in a positive vibe and a positive way. And we start, of course, with our thoughts. So anyway, I start through Facebook, and in my personal page, and then eventually, this start to evolve, in a very positive way, because I start to having a really sweet and inspired and surprising messages from people actually across, the ocean, and I'm like, it was just, I mean, very rewarded, somehow. So in that way is how I start all this, about sharing, all
Mm.
these quotes. Yeah, just
It's very nice and it's very encouraging, the way that you do it. And
thank you.
I really, I think that's very true what you mentioned about it also helps yourself, as a reminder. Because I don't know anybody that doesn't need to remind themselves of things. I mean, I need to on a regular basis. If I didn't do it, then I feel like, uh, I'm
Missing
just
something. Yeah.
yes, something is missing. We actually sometimes we need to remind ourselves a lot,
Yeah,
and by creating things, it actually reminds ourselves, and then it's putting it out and it's sharing to other people.
exactly. That then, it's be honest with you is part of I guess when this start to back in time 2006. Be honest with you, as time passed by, I just like you mentioned it, listen feedback. It's just I realize myself that it's part of my, you know call, to try to spread, love, because I mean, actually many of my friends, most of the time they complain, about social media, and I always, recall it, and I say, you know what, social media is just like a, the TV, when the TV used to be, in channels,
Hmm.
before all the streaming. um, you choose really, what you see in your feed, and your screen. You are the one that has the control of it. If it's, really negative things, if it's whatever you have in your feed, you put the channel, you have the connection, you have all the control of it, who is,
Correct.
showing in your feed. So in that regards, my intention is, always to share, the positivity and the love that I feel, that I see, in others, the love that I feel to my life, and combine it with my passion, that is my art, So I combine these two, every day as a discipline. Also, I do, I design my each of the posts that I do, the quote beside to my art, and I put it together, and then I just leave it out there,
Very
so
nice.
yeah, so that is just, I mean, it becomes as a therapy, as I said, and becomes like fun. It's fun for me, and
Mm,
again, it's very, very rewarded. They come across, with people in really good way, because I have again, many people that reach me out and say, "Oh my God, it wasn't for you on certain day, with your quote, you made me." Realize this and that, and always is very positive and very sweet, and who doesn't like to feel they they contribute some and in a positive and impact in a good way to
yes.
people.
And
So,
as I know we've been talking about your journey from where you started and your studies and what you're doing now, but what can we also look forward to this year? What can many of us look forward to from you as a creator, as a creative, as an artist? What things can we be on the lookout for that you're working on
well,
or
it's a
working on
lot cooking.
behind the scenes?
Well, it's a lot cooking, be honest with you.
Mm,
It's a lot cooking. Uh, it's as a creative mind that I am, I struggle with too many projects, and this year I decide, to get help, in order to put in order, certain projects, because also I cannot leave my work. I do directly, commission works. I haven't do exhibitions, you know. Something that I would like to share with you is that thanks to Madonna, I had an a really great experience, as an artist. I guess as a fan, the queen of pop, which is Madonna. I was, lucky enough to be in one of her shows, showing my art, So it was, very rewarded to see, that I was able to show up my art in more than 80 countries, with, with her Rebel Heart tour, so it's in that point is come across the I was lucky enough after that to be showing, in Europe, in Spain and in Italy. So it's after that. I mean, be honest with you, it wasn't a point of what is next, And be honest with you, since I did all those exhibitions in Europe, I haven't come back to do any art exhibit. So it's an exhibit,
it's time.
coming out. Yes,
And
this year.
congratulations.
And
Congratulations on working with
thank
Madonna.
you,
That is
thank
just so
you.
incredible. So incredible. Very incredible.
Yeah, yeah, it was amazing. As a fan that I am, I mean, uh, personally, for what she does for, in order and talking about music and all the expression of the art that she does, and the industry that that she creates, and being the first woman to coming across, and in a industry the male was, driving off back in time when she was the first woman, to do it. I mean, I just feel so much admiration. You know,
You know,
I'm
your achievements have been amazing, Son of the Moon, and uh, I know
thank you.
I'm not the only one that's looking forward to this year to seeing what else you're doing.
Thank you.
It's been such a delight chatting with you. I would
Thank you.
love to ask you, what are some of your last thoughts that you'd like to share with everybody?
Well, I mean, you know, I think it we live again in this time where technology, it can be overwhelming, because some days I feel it too, be honest with you. And we have this access, incredible access, which I want to recall is like a magic, really. I mean, no far away, years ago, you we can see in cartoons or in movies, um, what we can see in reality right now, just like you and I right now, we are talking and we are, interacting and, having this amazing conversation, thanks to this technology. And, be honest with you, 10 years ago, this couldn't happen, you know? So it's just magic. It's just incredible, how we can use all this technology for to impact in a good way, other people. I think it's one of my calls, to remind to people that we have, all this access of, with this technology, the is kind of magical, um, uh, to be positive and to have, immediately impact, with people. So I would like to remind to people that, as much, you know um, bad vibes, bad, situations that we have, in every single day, we have goods also. And it's important to remind ourselves and remind others, to be appreciated of life, because it's just incredible, what the universe, give us in every single day. Just the fact, again, the the opportunity that we have, you and I, the been talking. You are in LA right now, I'm in Atlanta. I mean, it's crossing the entirely, country, and we are right here. It's this is magic for me.
That's
So
right, we're together.
exactly, and it's incredible, that we can have this amazing conversation, and others can, connect to, and, get, in the same vibe, and
Exactly. I love it. Well, it has just been such a joy having you, Son of the
thank
Moon, as
you.
our special guest in the Positivity
My
Vibe Tribe.
pleasure. My
And
pleasure.
and thank you for your last thoughts that you can share with everybody. We really appreciated having you here as a special guest.
Thank
And
you.
for anybody that is looking to connect with Son of the Moon, I will have all the information, all of his links on social media below.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been wonderful, to connect with you, and, thank you so much. I hope, we can talk to again,
Yes,
soon.
we will definitely invite you back for another interview very soon in the Positivity Vibe Tribe. And until next
Okay.
time, we are sending you love, light, and blessings.
Thank you. Have a good weekend.